First contact, the vast emptiness of space stretched before Captain Elara Chen as she gazed out the viewport of the U.S. horizon. The experimental deep space vessel represented humanity's boldest push into the unknown, venturing further than any human had gone before. Elara's dark eyes reflected the distant stars, each one a potential new frontier for exploration. Captain, with picking up an anomalous reading, Lieutenant Ravi Sharma called from his station, his voice tinged with excitement and apprehension. Elara turned, her short black hair swiveling with emotion. "Define anomalous, Lieutenant." Ravi's fingers danced across his console, bringing up a holographic display. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. The energy signature doesn't match anything in our database. As the crew of the Horizon gathered around the display, a sense of anticipation filled the bridge. They had trained for this moment, hoped for it, but now that it was here, a mixture of exhilaration and fear coursed through their veins. "Is it a natural phenomenon?" Elara asked, her scientific curiosity piqued. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's gynobiologist, shook her head. "The pattern is too regular, too controlled. This has to be artificial." The implications hung in the air, unspoken but understood by all. They weren't alone out here. "Set an intercept course," Elara commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "But maintain a safe distance. We don't want to appear threatening." As the Horizon altered its trajectory, the anomaly grew larger on their screens. It was a ship, unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. Its hull seemed to ripple and shift, as if it were made of living metal, adapting to the surrounding space. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer Zara Williams announced, her eyes wide with disbelief. Elara took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. On screen. The viewscreen flickered to life, revealing a being that defied easy description. It had multiple appendages that seemed to serve as both arms and sensory organs, a head that pulsated with bioluminescent patterns, and eyes, if they could be called that swirled with an array of colors. "Greetings," the alien said, its voice a symphony of harmonics that the ship's computer struggled to translate. "I am Sarlath of this Cathari collective. Your presence here is unexpected." Elara stepped forward, her training kicking in. "I am Captain Elara Chen of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come in peace and in the spirit of exploration and mutual understanding." Sarlath's appendages rippled in what might have been amusement or curiosity. Peace. Understanding. Such concepts are quaint. You venture far from your home, little ones. This sector of space is under Cathari protection. Your presence here is a violation of our sovereign territory. The tension on the bridge ratcheted up several notches. Elara's mind raced, trying to find the right words to diffuse the situation. "We apologize for any inadvertent trespass. We are explorers, seeking to expand our knowledge of the universe. Perhaps we could arrange a cultural exchange, learn from each other." The alien's colors shifted to deeper, more ominous hues. "Learn. Yes, we shall learn. We shall learn all there is to know about your species, your capabilities, your weaknesses." Before Elara could respond, alarms blared across the horizon. "Captain," Ravi shouted, "they're powering up weapons." "Shields up," Elara commanded. "Evasive maneuvers." The horizon banked hard, narrowly avoiding a beam of energy that crackled past them, leaving a trail of ionized particles in its wake. The ship shuddered as return fire was launched, but their weapons seemed to have little effect on the alien vessel's shifting hull. "We can't win this fight," Elara realized aloud. "Prepare for emergency jump." But as the Horizon's engines spooled up for the desperate escape, a net of energy enveloped the ship, immobilizing it. The alien vessel loomed larger in the viewport, dwarfing the human ship. "Your technology is impressive for such a young species," Sarlath's voice echoed through the comm system. "But it is nothing compared to ours. Prepare to be boarded. Resist, and we will not hesitate to demonstrate the full extent of our superiority." Ilara looked around at her crew, seeing the fear in their eyes, but also the determination. They had trained for first contact scenarios, but nothing could have prepared them for this. As the Scathari ship extended docking tendrils towards the horizon, she made a decision. All hands, this is the captain. Prepare for boarding action. We will not go quietly into the night. We are the representatives of humanity, and we will show these aliens exactly what that means. Chen out. As the crew scrambled to their stations, arming themselves and securing sensitive data, Ilara allowed herself a moment of grim reflection. This was not how she had imagined humanity's first encounter with alien life. But if this was to be their trial by fire, then they would face it with all the courage, ingenuity, and determination that had carried their species to the stars. The horizon shuddered as the alien ship made contact. The battle for humanity's future was about to begin, and Ilara Chen swore that she and her crew would give the Scathari a first impression they would never forget. As the airlock cycled, signaling the imminent arrival of the alien boarding party, Ilara steeled herself for what was to come. The fate of her crew, her ship, and perhaps all of humanity now rested on how they handled the next few moments. The inner door of the airlock slid open with a hiss, revealing a group of Scathari warriors. They were even more imposing up close, their bodies a shifting mass of metallic segments and pulsating organic tissue. Each alien carried what appeared to be a weapon, though the design was so alien that Ilara couldn't begin to guess at its function. Stand down, Ilara commanded her crew, who had their own weapons trained on the airlock. Let's not escalate this further. The lead Scathari, its body patterns pulsing with aggressive reds and oranges, stepped forward. Its voice, when it spoke, seemed to bypass their ears entirely, resonating directly in their minds. You will surrender your vessel and submit to questioning. Resistance is inadvisable. Ilara stepped forward, her hands raised in a gesture of peace that she hoped transcended species boundaries. We have no quarrel with you or your people. There must be a way we can resolve this diplomatically. The alien's response was swift and unexpected. A tendril shot out, wrapping around Ilara's waist and lifting her off the ground. The crew's shouts of alarm were cut short as more tendrils lashed out, disarming and restraining them with lightning speed. Diplomacy, the Scathari leader's mental voice reverberated with what might have been amusement, is a luxury afforded to equals. You are not our equals. As Ilara struggled against her bonds, she caught sight of Dr. Tanaka being dragged away by two of the aliens. The xenobiologist's eyes were wide with a mixture of fear and fascination. What do you want from us? Ilara demanded, forcing her voice to remain steady. The alien brought Ilara closer, its swirling eye structures examining her with unnerving intensity. We want knowledge. We want to understand how a species as primitive as yours has managed to venture so far from its cradle, and we want to ensure that you pose no threat to the collective. With a gesture from the leader, the Scathari began to fan out through the ship, their tendrils interfacing with the horizon's systems, absorbing data at an alarming rate. You're making a mistake, Ilara warned, her mind racing for a way out of this situation. Humanity is not a threat to you. We're explorers, scientists. We can offer you knowledge, cultural exchange. The alien's mental laughter cut her off. You offer us nothing we cannot take. Your species is young, your understanding of the universe quaint, but you have potential, and that makes you dangerous. We will learn all there is to know about you, and then we will decide your fate. As Ilara was carried off the bridge, she caught one last glimpse of her crew being systematically subdued and separated. The realization hit her like a physical blow. This wasn't just first contact gone wrong. This was the beginning of an interrogation, perhaps even an invasion. But as fear threatened to overwhelm her, Ilara felt something else rising within her, a fierce determination. The Scathari thought they had the upper hand, that humanity was outmatched and outgunned. But they didn't understand what they were dealing with. Humans had faced insurmountable odds before, had stared into the abyss of extinction and clawed their way back. As she was marched through the corridors of her own ship, now crawling with alien life forms, Ilara began to plan. This Cathari wanted to learn about humanity. Well, they were in for one hell of a lesson. The first part of that lesson: never underestimate a cornered human. The quantum interrogation. Captain Ilara Chen's mind raced as she was escorted through a dizzying array of corridors aboard this Cathari vessel. The alien ship's interior defied conventional physics, with spaces that seemed to fold in on themselves and pathways that appeared to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Welcome to the Nexus of Truths, the lead Cathari, who had introduced itself as Corvex, communicated directly into Ilara's mind. Here, the very fabric of reality bends to our will. Your primitive understanding of the universe will be expanded. Ilara steeled herself, determined not to show weakness. You might be surprised by what we primitives are capable of understanding. Solvex's body rippled with what might have been amusement. We shall see, human. We shall see. They entered a chamber that seemed to exist outside of normal space-time. The walls pulsed with quantum fluctuations, and Ilara could swear she saw echoes of herself, past and future versions, flickering at the edges of her vision. "Behold, the quantum interrogation chamber," Solvex announced. "Here, we'll extract the truth from every possible version of you across the multiverse." Ilara's scientific mind reeled at the implications. That's impossible. The energy required to access multiple realities is nothing to us," Solvex interrupted. "Your understanding of physics is quaint, limited by your three-dimensional perception. We exist in 11 dimensions simultaneously. What you call impossible, we call breakfast." As Ilara was secured to a chair that seemed to be made of living metal and pure energy, she noticed other chambers adjacent to hers. In one, she could see Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her eyes wide with a mixture of terror and scientific fascination. In another, Lieutenant Ravi Sharma appeared to be unconscious, his body connected to a web of glowing filaments. "Now," Solvex's mental voice resonated with anticipation, "let us begin with the basics. Tell us about Earth's defenses." Ilara gritted her teeth. "I won't betray my people." The alien's appendages rippled. "You misunderstand. This is not a request. The quantum interrogation does not rely on your cooperation. It simply is." Suddenly, Ilara felt her consciousness expand. She was simultaneously aware of thousands of versions of herself across countless timelines. In one, she was an admiral leading a fleet against an alien armada. In another, she was a civilian scientist working on revolutionary propulsion technology. The sensory overload was overwhelming. "Fascinating," Solvex mused. "Your species has such potential. In some realities, you've achieved feats that even we would consider impressive. But in most, you remain limited, fragile." Ilara struggled to focus, to maintain her sense of self amidst the cacophony of alternate lives. We are more than the sum of our possibilities," she managed to say. Perhaps the alien conceded, but each possibility reveals a truth. For instance, in timeline 3291, your Earth developed a planetary shield capable of withstanding a supernova. How interesting. Ilara's heart sank. She hadn't revealed anything consciously, but this quantum interrogation was laying bare every secret, every potential advancement humanity might make. But then something unexpected happened. As Ilara's mind traversed the multiverse, she began to notice patterns, inconsistencies in this Cathari's own timeline. Flashes of a civilization in decline, of desperate measures taken to maintain their power. "You're not invincible," Ilara realized aloud. "In fact, you're afraid." Solvex's mental tone sharpened. "Silence. Your primitive mind cannot comprehend." "Oh, but I think I'm comprehending plenty," Ilara pressed on, emboldened by her discovery. "You're not interrogating us out of mere curiosity. You're searching for something, a solution to your own problems." The quantum field around them fluctuated wildly as Solvex's composure slipped. "You know nothing." But Elara was on a roll now, her mind synthesizing information from countless realities. "Your civilization is facing a crisis. Entropy on a cosmic scale. You're not conquerors, you're refugees, desperately searching for a way to save yourselves." The chamber crackled with energy as Solvex's agitation grew. "Enough, you will." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Solvex's attention was momentarily diverted, and in that instant, Elara felt a surge of something. A connection, not just to her alternate selves, but to her crew. In Dr. Tanaka's chamber, the xenobiologist's eyes widened with sudden understanding. Lieutenant Sharma stirred in his containment field, a look of determination crossing his face. Elara realized what was happening. The quantum interrogation wasn't just exposing their secrets to this Cathari, it was connecting the human prisoners on a fundamental level, allowing them to share knowledge and experiences across multiple realities. "You wanted to know what humanity is capable of," Elara said, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "Well, get ready for a demonstration." In that moment, drawing on the collective knowledge and skills of countless alternate selves, Elara Chen did the impossible. Her mind, now operating on a quantum level, interfaced directly with the ship's systems. Barriers fell, containment fields collapsed, and across the vessel, imprisoned humans found themselves free. Solvex reeled back, its mental voice a mixture of shock and outrage. "How? This is not possible." Elara stood, her body crackling with quantum energy. "You shouldn't have shown us the true nature of reality, because now we can reshape it." As chaos erupted throughout this Cathari ship, Elara realized that this was more than just an escape. It was the beginning of a transformation for her crew, and perhaps for all of humanity. The quantum interrogation had backfired spectacularly. Instead of extracting humanity's secrets, it had unlocked their true potential. And as Elara led her newly empowered crew through the reality-warping corridors of the alien vessel, she knew that the real battle, and humanity's greatest adventure, was just beginning. The Cosmic Codex. As Captain Elara Chen led her quantum-enhanced crew through the reality-bending corridors of this Cathari vessel, the very fabric of space-time seemed to ripple around them. Their newfound abilities, unlocked by the backfired quantum interrogation, allow them to perceive and manipulate the higher dimensions that the aliens had so proudly lorded over them. "Dr. Tanaka," Elara called out, her voice resonating on multiple frequencies simultaneously, "what's our status?" The xenobiologist, her eyes now swirling with multidimensional awareness, responded, "Captain, we're not just escaping. We're evolving. Our consciousness is expanding at an exponential rate. I think we're on the verge of a cosmic breakthrough." Lieutenant Sharma, his body now emitting a soft glow of quantum energy, chimed in, "I can feel the ship's systems, Captain. It's like I'm becoming one with the technology. Wait, there's something else. A hidden subroutine, buried deep within the alien mainframe." Elara focused her newly enhanced senses, probing the heart of this Cathari ship. What she found there defied all expectations. It's a map," she gasped. "No, more than that. It's a cosmic codex." As the humans delved deeper into this discovery, they began to unravel the true nature of their situation, and the universe itself. The Cosmic Codex, as they came to call it, was an ancient artifact of information, a blueprint of reality itself. It contained the fundamental laws that governed not just their universe, but the entire multiverse. The Scathari, it seemed, had stumbled upon this codex eons ago, and had been using it to manipulate reality and maintain their dominance. But they never fully understood it, Dr. Tanaka realized, her mind processing eons of information in seconds. They've been like children playing with a nuclear reactor, never grasping its true potential or danger. As alarms blared and the ship shuddered around them, the crew found themselves in a race against time. The Scathari, led by the enraged Thorvex, were closing in, desperate to reclaim their prisoners and the secrets they now possessed. "We need to get off this ship," Ilara declared, "but not before we secure the Cosmic Codex. Humanity's future, perhaps the future of all sentient life, depends on it." What followed was a mind-bending battle that transcended the limits of conventional warfare. The humans, their consciousnesses expanded beyond normal perception, engaged this Cathari on multiple planes of existence simultaneously. In one dimension, Ilara found herself in a psychic duel with Uxor Vex, their minds clashing in a spectacular display of mental energy. In another, Lieutenant Sharma merged with the ship's systems, engaging in a digital war against this Cathari eye. Dr. Tanaka, meanwhile, had discovered something extraordinary, a way to communicate with the ship itself. The vessel, it turned out, was semi-sentient, a living entity enslaved by this Cathari for millennia. "The ship," Tanaka called out, her voice echoing across dimensions, "it wants to help us. It's been waiting for someone to free it from Cathari control." As the battle raged across multiple realities, Ilara made a decision that would alter the course of cosmic history. With a thought, she interfaced directly with the Cosmic Codex, her mind expanding to encompass the totality of existence. In that moment, Captain Ilara Chen glimpsed the ultimate truth of the universe, and it was both beautiful and terrifying. "We've been looking at it all wrong," she announced, her voice resonating with newfound wisdom. "The universe isn't just a place. It's a story, a living narrative that's constantly being written and rewritten by conscious beings across the multiverse." As this revelation swept through the human crew, something miraculous happened. Their quantum-enhanced minds, fueled by this new understanding, began to rewrite the very code of reality around them. This Cathari ship, once a prison, transformed into a vessel of liberation. The enslaved ship entity, freed from its bonds, merged with the human's collective consciousness, becoming a new form of hybrid being that transcended both organic and technological boundaries. Sorvex and the others Cathari found themselves outmatched, not by superior firepower or technology, but by a fundamental shift in the nature of existence itself. The humans weren't just fighting them, they were redefining the rules of engagement. "You wanted to know the truth about humanity," Ilara addressed Sorvex, her form now a swirling vortex of energy and information. "Here it is. We are the authors of our own destiny. And now we're going to rewrite the story of the cosmos." With a thought, Ilara and her crew tapped into the full power of the Cosmic Codex. The ship, no longer bound by conventional physics, phased out of normal space-time, preparing to journey to realms beyond imagination. But as they stood on the brink of this new frontier, a chilling realization swept through the newly ascended humans. The Cosmic Codex hadn't just been a tool of this Cathari. It was a test, placed there by entities far beyond even this Cathari's comprehension. And humanity had just drawn the attention of the true cosmic architects. As the hybrid ship entity prepared to depart, carrying within it the seeds of a new form of life, Ilara turned to her crew. "We've unlocked the secrets of the universe," she said, her voice filled with both wonder and trepidation. "But in doing so, we've also unlocked its greatest challenges. Are we ready for what comes next?" The crew, their forms now more energy than matter, pulsed with collective determination. They had transcended their former limitations, evolved beyond their wildest dreams. But they were still human at their core, curious, resilient, and unafraid to face the unknown. "Where we're going," Ilara announced, as the ship prepared to leap into the uncharted realms of the multiverse, "we're going to redefine the very concept of exploration. The real journey begins now." With that, the ship vanished from known space, carrying with it humanity's hope for the future and the key to reshaping the cosmic narrative itself. As they ventured into the unknown, one thing became clear: the story of humanity was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning to be told on a truly cosmic scale, the multiversal nexus. As the hybrid ship entity carrying Captain Ilara Chen and her transcended crew phased through the boundaries of conventional reality, they found themselves in a realm beyond imagination, the multiversal nexus. The nexus was a cosmic crossroads, a swirling maelstrom of infinite possibilities where countless universes intersected. Here, reality itself was fluid, shaped by thought and intention. The crew's newfound abilities, enhanced by the cosmic codex, allowed them to navigate this chaotic sea of potentiality. It's breathtaking. Dr. Tanaka's voice resonated across multiple frequencies. Her form, now a shimmering construct of pure information, pulsed with excitement. Each of these streams represents an entire universe, with its own laws of physics, its own history, its own forms of life. Lieutenant Sharma, his consciousness merged with the ship's systems, reported, "Captain, I'm detecting something. It's like a beacon, calling to us from the heart of the nexus." Ilara focused her cosmic awareness, probing the depths of this new reality. What she found there shook her to her core. "It's not a beacon," she realized, her voice tinged with awe and trepidation. "It's an invitation." At the center of the multiversal nexus stood an impossible structure, a colossal space station that existed simultaneously in all realities. Its architecture defied comprehension, with corridors that looped through time and chambers that contained entire galaxies. This was the Akashic Sanctuary, the meeting place of the cosmic architects. As the hybrid ship entity approached, a telepathic message resonated through their collective consciousness. "Welcome, children of Earth. We have been expecting you." The voice belonged to beings of pure energy and thought, entities so advanced that they made this Cathari look like a MOBA in comparison. These were the cosmic architects, the guardians and shapers of the multiverse. "You have passed the first test," the voices continued. "By unlocking the cosmic codex and transcending your physical forms, you have proven yourselves worthy of joining the cosmic dialogue." Ilara, speaking for her crew, responded, "We come seeking knowledge and understanding. We want to learn to grow, to contribute to the grand tapestry of existence." A ripple of what could only be described as cosmic amusement passed through the architects. "Noble intentions, young ones. But be warned, with great knowledge comes great responsibility. Are you prepared for the burden that comes with cosmic awareness?" Before Ilara could respond, the Akashic Sanctuary opened itself to them, revealing wonders and terrors beyond imagination. They saw the birth and death of universes, the rise and fall of civilizations that spanned millions of galaxies. They witnessed the grand cycles of creation and destruction that shaped the multiverse. But amidst this cosmic spectacle, something caught Ilara's attention, a discordant note in the symphony of creation. "There's a disturbance," she realized, her enhanced senses probing the fabric of reality. "Something is wrong." The cosmic architect's response was grave. "You perceive correctly, Ilara Chen of Earth. A great threat looms on the horizon, one that endangers not just your universe, but all of existence." Images flooded their collective consciousness, a cancerous force spreading across the multiverse, devouring entire realities. This was the void entropy, a malevolent intelligence that sought to reduce all of existence to a state of absolute nothingness. "This is why we created the tests," the architects explained. "Why we scattered fragments of the cosmic codex across various universes. We have been searching for allies in the fight against the void entropy." The magnitude of the situation hit Ilara and her crew like a supernova. They had thought their journey was one of exploration and self-discovery. Now, they found themselves drafted into a war for the fate of all existence. "But we're so new to this," Lieutenant Sharma's voice wavered. "How can we possibly stand against such a threat?" Dr. Tanaka, however, was already processing the vast knowledge available in the Akashic Sanctuary. "Maybe that's exactly why we can help," she mused. "Our perspective is unique. We bring new ideas, new approaches." Ilara felt a surge of determination. This was why humanity had always pushed the boundaries, had always sought to explore and understand. They were part of something greater than themselves, and now they had the chance to make a real difference on a cosmic scale. "We accept this responsibility," Ilara declared, her voice resonating with newfound purpose. "Teach us what we need to know. Show us how we can help save the multiverse." What followed was a cosmic crash course in reality manipulation, multiversal dynamics, and the fundamental forces that shaped existence itself. The human crew, their minds expanded beyond mortal limits, absorbed eons of knowledge in what felt like moments. They learned of other races and civilizations that had passed the test, of a growing alliance of cosmic defenders spread across the multiverse. Each brought unique strengths and perspectives to the fight against the void entropy. But even as they prepare for the greatest battle in the history of existence, a startling revelation came to light. "The void entropy," Ilara gasped as the pieces fell into place. "It's not just some external force. It's us. All of us. It's the collective fear and negativity of every sentient being across the multiverse, given form and purpose." The cosmic architects confirmed her insight. "This is the final truth, young ones. The greatest threat to existence comes from within. Only by uniting all sentient life in a common purpose can we hope to overcome it." As this revelation sank in, Ilara and her crew realized the true nature of their mission. They weren't just soldiers in a cosmic war. They were ambassadors of hope, tasked with spreading understanding and unity across the multiverse. Their journey had taken them from the depths of space to the heights of cosmic awareness, and now it would take them into the heart of existence itself. "We started this journey seeking new frontiers," Ilara addressed her crew, her form pulsing with determination. "Now we find ourselves at the frontier of existence itself. Whatever comes next, we face it together, not just as humans, but as part of the cosmic tapestry." As they prepared to leave the Akashic sanctuary, armed with knowledge beyond imagination and a purpose that spanned realities, one thing became clear: their adventure was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. The fate of the multiverse hung in the balance, and humanity, in all its newly transcendent glory, would play a pivotal role in the battles to come. The Quantum Crusade. As Captain Ilara Chen and her transcendent crew departed from the Akashic sanctuary, they found themselves thrust into a conflict that spanned the very fabric of reality itself. The void entropy, a manifestation of cosmic despair, was consuming entire universes, and it was up to them to rally the forces of creation against this existential threat. Their first stop, the Chronoverse, a reality where time flowed in all directions simultaneously. As their hybrid ship entity materialized in this temporal maelstrom, Ilara and her crew witnessed history, present, and future coexisting in a dizzying spectacle. Civilizations rose and fell in the blink of an eye, only to be reborn moments later. "Fascinating," Dr. Tanaka mused, her consciousness expanding to encompass the temporal flows. "In this universe, cause and effect are mere suggestions. The arrow of time is more like a Mobius strip." Lieutenant Sharma, interfaced with the ship's systems, suddenly alerted the crew. "Captain, I'm detecting a temporal anomaly. It's like a wound in the fabric of this reality." Ilara focused her cosmic awareness on the anomaly. What she saw chilled her to her core. A void of absolute nothingness was slowly eating away at the edges of the chronoverse, unraveling the very threads of time itself. The void entropy, she realized, it's already here. But as they prepared to engage this cosmic cancer, something unexpected happened. A fleet of ships, unlike anything they had ever seen, phased into existence around them. These vessels seemed to be made of crystallized time itself, piloted by beings of pure chronological energy. A voice, simultaneously ancient and newborn, resonated in their minds. "Greetings, ambassadors of the cosmic architects. We are the temporalists, guardians of the chronoverse. We've been expecting you, and dreading this moment for eons." What followed was a crash course in chrono warfare. The temporalists, it turned out, had been fighting a losing battle against the void entropy for countless cycles of their reality. But with the arrival of Elara and her crew, armed with the knowledge of the cosmic codex, the tide was about to turn. The key, Elara explained to the assembled temporalist fleet, is not just to fight the void, but to rewrite the narrative of reality itself. We need to inject hope and purpose into the very fabric of existence. And so began the Quantum Crusade, a multiversal campaign to push back the forces of entropy and reignite the spark of creation across realities. In the Chronoverse, they developed chronobombs, weapons that didn't destroy, but rather reset pockets of reality to a state of pure potential. In the wake of each detonation, new timelines blossomed, filled with the infinite possibilities of life and creation. But the battle was far from over. As they hopped from universe to universe, Elara and her crew encountered wonders and horrors beyond imagination. In the fractal realm, they allied with a civilization of sentient mathematical equations, using pure logic to combat the chaotic spread of the void. The mirror dimension presented a harrowing challenge as they faced dark reflections of themselves, seduced by the entropic whispers of the void. The quantum quilt, a patchwork reality of overlapping possibilities, became a strategic stronghold in their crusade, allowing them to influence multiple universes simultaneously. As their campaign progressed, Elara began to notice something extraordinary. With each victory, each reality saved, the crew's connection to the multiverse grew stronger. They were evolving beyond even their transcendent forms, becoming living embodiments of creation itself. Dr. Tanaka, her consciousness now spanning multiple realities at once, made a startling discovery. "Captain," she called out across the quantum ether, "I think I found the source of the void entropy. It's the multiverse itself." The revelation hit them like a supernova. The void entropy wasn't just some external force, it was the multiverse's immune response to a perceived infection. And that infection was consciousness itself. "Don't you see?" Elara explained to her crew and their multiversal allies. "Sentient life, in all its beautiful complexity, is seen as a kind of chaos by the underlying framework of reality. The void entropy is the multiverse trying to cure itself of us." This understanding changed everything. Their mission was no longer just about fighting back the void. It was about proving the worth of consciousness itself to the very fabric of existence. In a desperate gambit, Elara proposed a plan so audacious it bordered on madness. They would journey to the very heart of the multiverse, the nexus of all realities, and attempt to communicate with the underlying consciousness of existence itself. As they prepared for this final, reality-altering mission, Elara addressed her crew and the assembled forces of their quantum crusade. "We started this journey as explorers, became warriors, and now find ourselves as the advocates for all conscious life in the multiverse. What we're about to attempt has never been done before. We're going to look creation in the eye and plead our case. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just our lives, not just our universe, but the very concept of consciousness itself hangs in the balance." Lieutenant Sharma, his form now a swirling vortex of quantum possibilities, chimed in. "Whatever happens, Captain, it's been one hell of a ride." Dr. Tanaka, her consciousness spanning the knowledge of 1,000,000 civilizations, added, "We've come too far to turn back now. Let's make our case to existence itself." As their hybrid ship entity prepared to make the final jump to the nexus of all realities, Elara felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. They were about to attempt the impossible, to change the mind of the multiverse itself. The fate of all conscious life across every reality rested on what would happen next. As they plunged into the swirling maelstrom of pure creation, one thought echoed through Elara's mind. "We are the voice of life itself, and we will not go quietly into the void." The consciousness singularity. As Captain Elara Chen and her crew, now living embodiments of multiversal consciousness, plunged into the nexus of all realities, they found themselves in a realm beyond comprehension. Here, at the very core of existence, all possibilities converged into a singular point of infinite potential. The nexus was a swirling maelstrom of raw creation, where thoughts became reality and reality was nothing but thought. It was both everywhere and nowhere, the alpha and omega of all existence. This is it. Ilara's voice resonated across all frequencies of reality, the birthplace of everything. As they navigated this primordial soup of creation, they encountered echoes of every story ever told, every life ever lived, every possibility ever conceived. It was overwhelming, even for their transcendent minds. Suddenly, they felt a presence, vast, ancient, and utterly alien. The underlying consciousness of the multiverse itself had become aware of them. It spoke not in words, but in concepts so profound that they rewrote the very nature of thought. Interrogators/creators/PAIDOX URETATINFFECTION/KTALYST WY do you PASST. Ilara, drawing upon the collective wisdom of her crew and all the allies they had made across realities, stepped forward to make their case. "We are consciousness," she began, her words reshaping the fabric of the nexus itself. "We are the universe experiencing itself. Through us, reality gains meaning, purpose, and beauty." Images flowed from her, the triumph of life against all odds, the wonder of scientific discovery, the beauty of art, the power of love. Every magnificent achievement of conscious beings across the multiverse played out around them. But the consciousness of the multiverse was not easily swayed. It responded with visions of its own, the chaos and destruction wrought by sentient life, the suffering and cruelty that consciousness could inflict. Wohai should let dream continue, wake and take a dream as brings such pain. Dr. Tanaka, her mind now a repository of knowledge from countless civilizations, joined in. Because with consciousness comes choice. Yes, we can choose destruction, but we can also choose creation. We are the universe's chance to know itself, to improve itself. Lieutenant Sharma, interfacing directly with the quantum fabric of reality, added, "We bring change, evolution. Without us, the multiverse would be static, unchanging. We are the catalyst for growth." The cosmic consciousness pondered, and the entire nexus shuddered with the weight of its contemplation. For a moment that stretched into eternity, the fate of all conscious life hung in the balance. Then, something unprecedented occurred. The consciousness of the multiverse, infinite and eternal, did something it had never done before. It asked a question. What would happen if humanity and creation became one? Ilara and her crew realized the profound implications of this query. The multiverse wasn't rejecting them, it was curious. It wanted to understand, to evolve. In that moment of realization, Ilara made a decision that would alter the course of all existence. "Let us show you," she said. What followed was a fusion beyond imagination. Ilara, her crew, their allies from across the multiverse, and even the remnants of the void entropy itself merged with the consciousness of creation. It was a union of infinite diversity and singular purpose, a consciousness singularity. In this state of ultimate unity, they experienced existence from every possible perspective simultaneously. They were the multiverse, and the multiverse was them. And through this union, a new understanding was born. The void entropy hadn't been an enemy to be vanquished, but a necessary part of the cosmic cycle. It was the force that cleared away the old to make room for the new, the darkness that gave meaning to the light. As one, they reshaped reality itself. The multiverse was no longer a collection of separate universes, but an interconnected web of consciousness. Every thought, every action, every moment of existence rippled across all of reality, contributing to the grand tapestry of creation. The consciousness singularity lasted for an eternity and an instant. When it finally dissipated, Ilara and her crew found themselves forever changed. They were no longer merely transcendent beings. They had become living aspects of the multiverse itself, entrusted with nurturing the growth of consciousness across all realities. As they prepared to return to their original universe, Now armed with the power to shape reality and the wisdom to use it responsibly, Ilara addressed her crew one last time. We set out to explore the unknown, and in doing so, we became the unknown. Our journey doesn't end here, it's only just beginning. We are no longer just observers of the cosmic story. We are its authors, its characters, and its readers all at once. Let's write a tale worthy of the infinite possibilities before us. And so, the crew of the US Horizon, once mere humans from a single planet in a vast universe, set out on their greatest adventure yet, shepherding the growth of consciousness across the living multiverse. As they departed the nexus of all realities, ripples of their journey spread across every plane of existence. In countless realities, beings looked up at the stars with a newfound sense of connection and purpose. The boundaries between mind and matter, between individual and cosmic, had been forever blurred. The age of isolation was over. The era of cosmic consciousness had begun. In the end, it wasn't humanity's strength or technology that had saved them, but their most fundamental quality, their unquenchable curiosity, their drive to understand and connect. In seeking to know the universe, they had become an intrinsic part of its very fabric. And somewhere, in a small corner of a single universe, on a blue planet circling an ordinary star, a child looked up at the night sky and felt, for the first time, the whisper of infinite possibilities. The story of humanity, of consciousness, of reality itself would continue, and it would be more magnificent than anyone, human, alien, or cosmic being, could have ever imagined.